Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, I had a voice radio. So today, we're going to be looking at the sad news that, at least for the Masters, the Pokémon Trading Card Game International Championships is sold out. Pre-registration has gone up, pre-registration has finished, and unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, some people have missed out, some notable players have missed out. Little bit sad, but what we're going to talk about today is how that happened, why it's not really anybody's fault, but we should still have sympathy for the people that missed out, and what your options are if you find yourself without a place at this particular event. Now, we should probably start by talking about why it's such a big deal. There are 4 international championships that happen throughout the season. One in Europe, one in North America, one in Oceania, and one in Latin America. And they're a big deal because they're the 4 biggest tournaments of the year. According to the official website, they boast top-level competition, large championship point and prize payout, we'll look at that in a second, you can earn travel awards, more on that in a moment, and there's no qualification or residency restrictions for tournament entry. So unlike the World Championships, we need to earn a whole bunch of championship points, and unlike the old National Championships, these are open to absolutely everybody. Now, I mentioned about the prizes a minute ago, they are substantial. If you win and more than 200 people turn up, spoiler alert, there is definitely going to be more than 200 people, then the winner gets $10,000. That's quite a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen. Not to mention that the winner will take home 500 championship points, which will get them instant qualification to the aforementioned World Championships. Quite a lot on the line. Unfortunately, on Friday, the 3rd of November, it actually ran out of pre-registration, meaning that if you haven't got a space to enter the main event, you're probably not going to be entering the main event. There are persistent rumours that there will be some spaces available on the day. Let me be super clear about this. There is no official announcement, and anybody turning up hoping to register on the Friday or Thursday is taking a complete and utter gamble that I cannot, in good conscience, in any way recommend. The thing is, however, the pre-registration actually started on the 10th of October, which was almost a month ago. Now, rumours are that there are still seats available for juniors and seniors, but, I mean, we're going to talk about it in a minute, but there's no way that Pokemon's just going to go, sorry juniors and seniors, we're taking your places and allocating them to Masters. That's just not going to happen. So if you do have children, 15 or under, that are going to be in the juniors or seniors divisions, go and pre-register now, because if Masters is full, there is a decent chance that the other age divisions will be in the not too distant future. But like I said, registration started on the 10th of November. That was pretty much a month ago as I sit here. People have had time, although again, I do have sympathy for people that missed. That's another thing we'll get to later in the video. Now, the good news is that if you missed out on registration for the main event, that is not the end of your weekend. I know some people had already booked flights and accommodation, etc., but not been able to register for one reason or another. But there's other things that can be done, ladies and gentlemen. There are a whole bunch of side events. On the Friday, there is going to be a sealed tournament, think pre-release, and then on the Saturday, there is a League Cup, and there's standard tournaments, sealed tournaments, and there is a standard or expanded 8-person on-demand pickup tournament. Choose whether you prefer standard or expanded, and then just run up and have a bit of a play in these particular tournaments. That, to me, sounds like an awful lot of fun. On Sunday, there is an expanded league challenge, a juniors and seniors standard, and then pickup tournaments for sealed or standard or expanded. So if you want to play sealed or standard or expanded, there is something for you. And here's the great thing about this. By the time Saturday rolls around, the vast majority of people in the main tournament are going to be eliminated from the main tournament. Only the top cut will remain. So by the time you rock up on a Saturday, and this might count as well for anyone that couldn't make the Friday because of work or school and can't get there till the Saturday, by Saturday morning, everyone's just on an even footing, essentially. Although you have missed the opportunity to compete in the main tournament for the prizes, etc., I do get that entirely. Although I should make a really clear point of saying it is only Masters that starts on Friday. Juniors and seniors do not start until Saturday in the main event. Very, very important for me to point that out. There's even a whole bunch of video game side events going on, and this makes me extremely happy, there are some Pokémon tournament side events going on and things happening. That makes me super happy. You should by now, irregular viewers at least, will know I am a huge fan of Pokémon Tournament. Now, some people have been saying, okay, maybe I'll just register for video game instead of trading card game, and I believe that was an option for a short while. Unfortunately, Masters video game has now sold out as well, so unfortunately, if you're in the Masters division and you're not registered, you have missed out. The other thing I should mention, of course, is that there is going to be a live stream. Twitch.tv/PokemonTCG_EU, or for the video game, Twitch.tv/PokemonVGC_EU. That's where I'm going to be this weekend. I'm going to be casting on the live stream. And as I say every time I mention this in these videos, anybody that is coming along to that tournament, make sure you find me at some point. Come and say hello. If you can't find me in the venue, tweet me at the Wassy. I'm sure I can come and say hello. It'll be fun. I want to meet all you lovely ladies and gentlemen. The point is, missing out on registration sucks. But there are other things going on over the weekend, so it won't be a completely wasted trip. So the question becomes, well, how did it run out? How could Pokemon possibly have booked too small a venue? And there's a really obvious answer to this. The venue was big enough last year, and they booked it well in advance. So it's not like Pokemon went, well, we expect 30% more people than we've got spaces for, but oh well, first come, first served. They had to make an educated guess based on how many people they thought was going to turn up. And that's the venue that they booked. They found a venue which has a lot of space, and that's how many seats there were. Unfortunately, they can't just add a few square meters onto the end of the venue. That venue, ladies and gentlemen, is now full, and as sad as it is, it's reality. It's not like they can suddenly go and book another venue. For a tournament this size and this complex, this venue is going to have been booked months in advance. Given that this tournament has been oversubscribed, I would expect to see a bigger venue next year. But there's nothing we can do about this year. The logistics that go into a tournament like this is frankly crazy. And how big did we really want Pokemon to go? Because here's the kicker. If Pokemon get a huge venue, and it's only 40% full, then that means the admission price is going to have to go up to cover the costs. Or maybe this big tournament happens and then Pokemon have to relook at their budget and go, oh, now we can't run this tournament, etc. So there's a balancing act to be done here. In business terms, we would talk about capacity utilization. I am a business teacher after all. I have to throw something like that in here. You want to get as close to maximum capacity as you can without going over. And it's a one heck of a balancing act, ladies and gentlemen. The other question I've seen a lot of people asking, why not just take juniors and seniors places and give them to masters? Well, first of all, I would say that juniors and seniors are less likely to pre-register online, so it's more important to have some spots for them for people that just turn up. If the parents aren't big Pokemon players, they might not know to register in advance. But also, juniors and seniors aren't playing on Friday. Friday is when the Masters is happening, so if Masters is sold out, that means they're out of space on the Friday when the juniors and seniors aren't even there. So unfortunately, that's not really an option, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the entry fee is €45 for Masters and €30 for juniors and seniors. So surely Pokemon, in a perfect world, would want to go, right, let's go and sell some of these places for 50% more. Just not an option, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. Now, there is the issue of people that have travel stipends. Travel stipends are basically awarded to the top players in each region for being great, essentially. The top 4 players in each region will get a full travel award, and players ranked 5 to 16 will get $1,000 of a travel stipend. Thing is, you've got to compete in the event in order to claim that travel stipend. You've got to play in at least one round, so people that have booked their travel hoping to get the travel stipend and then not actually competed because they couldn't pre-register, unfortunately will not be able to claim that travel stipend, which sucks. But like I've said, it was open on the 10th of October to actually go and pre-register. Now, I want to make super clear at the end of this video, this is a purely kind of newsy information video where I'm letting you know that it is sold out and what the options are and why, etc. I have so much sympathy for anyone that wasn't able to pre-register, because a lot of these people, it's not forgetfulness, it's people that were waiting till payday so they could actually afford to pre-register. Some people had to get a visa to come into the UK to play and didn't want to pay the entry fee until they'd had it confirmed that they'd been granted a visa. There's plenty of good reasons people didn't pre-register, and I do have all the sympathy in the world for those people, because as my wife pointed out to me when I told her this story, if I was playing in this event, I would definitely be one of the people that forgot to pre-register, but I wouldn't actually have a good excuse for it. Having said all of this, ladies and gentlemen, now you've got all the news, now you've got all the information, and between the live streams and all the side events and the fact that Pokémon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are being released the same weekend as this International Championships, I happen to think there's going to be plenty of Pokémon stuff for us to be getting on with that weekend. I think overall it's gonna be okay. But as always, this is a very controversial topic, so I want to hear from you. I want you to chuck your comments down below, but I cannot stress enough, please be nice. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, etc., and there is going to be a new bonus pod uploaded this weekend where I answer all of your questions, then go and check out patreon.com/PTCGRadio. And actually, there's going to be a live stream tomorrow, that's Thursday, 8 PM UK time, something to get excited about. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.